Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be taking a first look at Gold Mythic Raulito, who will be the next premier character coming to the game. Visually he looks a lot like the S-Class version. I think the arms of his jacket have effectively been cut off, but it's the same sort of style of jacket. But he's looking a lot more yellow. When we saw the preview of him in the teaser for New World Order, I was saying he does look a lot more yellow. His obviously the double axes are yellow. We can check the animation for the axe, and he will just swing the axe down. I initially thought maybe he's going to throw that axe, but he is just going to obviously slam it down. He is a fast character with those two axes, of course, but visually I think it looks pretty cool. He's got the same sort of iconic look on his face when it comes to the visuals on the left-hand side, kind of what we come to expect with Raulito from the S-Class version. If we check out the stats, as a maxed out Limit Break 3 level 720 character, he has got 17,571 attack, 15,060 defense, and 17,571 HP. He is a fast character, like I said before. He is a medic. He is also a mythic character, of course, but he'll be another character to join the New World Order Allegiance, and he'll obviously be joined by the likes of Trader, Titan, Nimrod, Jackie, and Gentleman in the coming weeks, no doubt. If you want to check out more on the characters that are to come, if you want to check out some more information and some theories about the characters to come, you can check out my preview video of New World Order. But now we'll go on to his Adrenaline Rush, and it is called Keep Partying. It's a 55 AP cost rush. Make a critical attack against an enemy for 100% damage. Revive up to 2 New World Order Allegiance members with 50% of their max HP. Revive one other teammate with 50% of their max HP. So this is a critical attack single revive unless you've got New World Order members in your team. The critical attack will work with other parts of his kit or potential weapon. He could potentially use the Holiday Heroes weapon, where if you critical attack, you will impair a line of enemies. This is going to work very nicely for Raulito. But the revive is nice, but the 3 revive potential is amazing. Let's just pretend he's going to be in a full New World Order team. He would still revive 3 characters, because it would be 2 New World Order characters plus 1 extra character on top, which would be the other character. And that can be New World Order or anybody. Now, it is a 55 AP cost rush. That does mean that Raulito has options to be used on defense and still be quite stat heavy. So you could potentially use him on a defense team as well if you so wish. But I primarily will see him being on an attack team with that Jackie lead. And, well, we'll have to see what other characters come out in the future. So we're attacking here, and I have made a massive mistake, a huge mistake. I've attacked a very heavy, tough defense team here with Jackie, and she's got really heavily focused. One of my other teammates got taken out as well. It's absolutely a horrible situation to be in. But if I do an attack on Raulito and then I command him, I will be able to revive both of these characters. And if there was another character taken out who was an NWO member, I would be able to revive them as well. As you can see, Jackie's NWO, so she got revived, plus 1 other, and that is going to be the low rank character at the top that got one shot very easily. So that's how the rush works. Pretty simple. Does exactly as you would expect it to. So if we check out the upgrades on this rush, you can see at grade 4, it will get an addition, which is reviving 1 NWO member. And initially, it will not revive any members of NWO. It will only revive another teammate. So it'll be a crit plus another teammate revive. But now at grade 4, it adds 1 revive to NWO. If we see at grade 5, the revive other gets a 25% revived HP boost. So it goes from 25% to 50% when they are revived. On an attack team, this is going to be useful, but it's not going to be, amazing, because attack team characters generally don't have huge amounts of HP, but, more is better. At grade Limit Break 2, you're going to get that second NWO revive come in, and that's where the potential triple revive could come in the future if you had a full NWO lineup. Obviously, I think this is a very good safety net, And like I said, he has potential to be used on a defense team. So far, the other characters that we've seen aren't really defense team ready, but you never know. The other characters that get released in the future potentially could be. Now moving across to Raulito's signature move is called Stylish Shields. It has got an initial cooldown of turn 2, cooldown of 3 turns, number of uses unlimited, up to 2 teammates get Guardian Shield, make a critical attack against an enemy for 100% damage. Obviously this is nice, it's a Guardian, we don't have any fast Guardian specialists in the game, and this is going to be very nice. We have the same sort of deal on Zachary. It's pretty much identical to Zachary's in terms of doing an attack plus giving 2 teammates Guardian Shield. I don't think it's going to guaranteed go to Raulito, so it will be the 2 lowest HP characters, which will generally be your damage dealers. You might gear out Raulito a bit more tanky, so he might have a bit more HP. You can kind of dictate who that's going to go to, but a lot of the time your damage dealers will get focused. The critical attack, again, will work with the potential weapon, will work with the specialist skill, and will work potentially with other parts of his kit, let's say the passives, and give bonuses because of that. It's a guaranteed. And because he is a character that can get bonuses because of crit, it is nice that his rush is a guaranteed crit, and his signature move is a guaranteed crit. You don't necessarily have to put too much into his kit in terms of his combat mods to get bonus crit, but it is a slow cooldown hit. So if you do want to have this going off on the regular, you know, hitting crits on the regular, you will have to get crit from elsewhere. 1535s will be quite important. Okay, so here we are on turn 2, and I can use the signature move on whoever I want. Because it can potentially work with weapons, if you do get that weapon from like the Holiday Heroes, like I said, or any other weapon that gives bonuses because of crit, you might want to select a particular character if there's some control weapons that you have. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything to the character. It's just about damage, and it's just a simple hit, critical attack, and the 2 lowest HP characters will get the Guardian Shields. You can see that the 2 characters that got targeted off turn 1, Jackie and Glenn, have now got the Guardian Shields. This is going to give them more chance to actually stay alive, and obviously if healing comes in, just to boost them up a bit up afterwards. But it does go to the lowest HP characters. It doesn't guaranteed go to Raulito and one other like it does with, I think, Zachary. So I like this a lot. The support character is nice for attack teams for sure, and obviously Raulito is giving some other bonuses as well because of his specialist skill. And again, this will work on defense or attack. It will go to the lowest HP characters. On a defense team, it's going to be a little bit more random. It's going to be based on who attacks, you know, who gets attacked, sorry. On an attack team, it will generally go to the damage dealers because they're generally lower HP. If we look at the upgrades, you can see at grade 2, it gets -1 to starting cooldown. So it goes from starting cooldown of 3 to starting cooldown of 2. That's going to be quite important. At grade 3, it gets an addition of a critical attack, which is obviously quite important. Otherwise, it would just be 1 teammate getting a Guardian Shield. Because at Limit Break 1, the second Guardian Shield comes in. So that's when it goes up to 2 Guardian Shields, which is important. I think Limit Break 1 is going to be quite a big boost for Raulito in terms of his support status. You don't necessarily have to get support characters up to Limit Break 3 to get the best out of them. It is based on the upgrades of their skills. And Limit Break 1, at least for his signature move, is where you're going to get everything out of it. And his signature move does look very nice. And as you know, I absolutely cannot stand Guardian Shields on defense teams. Cannot stand them because there's no way through them except for attacking them or getting like some extra bonus like splash damage. So yeah, at the moment we don't see too many Guardian Shields on defense teams. It's not a big issue. Maybe like Ezekiel leads, but I can see Raulito being used on some teams, and because he can have absolute defense and stuff, it's not going to be as bad that he hasn't got as good defensive stats. Now before we move on and discuss that weapon, we will look at Raulito's mythic abilities. These are his passive skills. He has got Spirit, of course, because he is a medic, but so far he isn't really doing much healing. The revived characters will get bonus HP, and that seems to be the only thing it's affecting so far, but there might be other things here. The next one is Going Strong. At the start of each wave, this character and 1 strong teammate get 80% defense for the rest of combat. This is interesting. This is a guarantee if you've got 1 strong teammate or a bit of RNG. It'll be 50-50 on who it goes to. Now, if we check back to the New World Order sort of like preview video that I did, I kind of guessed that the different traits of the characters, and the only characters that seem like they could be strong would potentially be Gentleman and Titan. So potentially on a New World Order team, it would go to one of those characters. And if they are a damage dealer, that is going to be really good, because it's going to drastically reduce the incoming damage they're going to receive, especially with other parts of his kit. Even if they take damage, they've effectively got a bit of a shield there. So that's actually really nice. I like that quite a lot. Next one is Staying Alive. At the start of each turn, 30% chance to heal one teammate by 15% of their max HP for the rest of combat. Now 30% is not that high, but if that pops, it's going to go to the lowest HP character, and it will just be a heal over time constantly. On an attack team, this is going to be really nice little boost. It will go to that lowest HP character, like I said before, how healing always works. On a defense team, it will also be nice, but there are some counters. There are some attack team characters that would look at this and think, this is very nice. Likely Michonne, for instance, with her boost to characters that have heal over time. Now, this potentially could get the bonus of his medic passive, but it isn't going to be that big a boost again. It's only going to be 20%, which would be what, 3%? Is that 3% of his of bonus HP? I guess it's a little bit extra, so it's not terrible. Now the last passive is called The Order's Protection. At the start of each turn, 30% chance a New World Order Allegiance member gets 50% Halo for 2 turns. This is actually really interesting. This is really interesting because he's going to do it no matter what to himself. If he's in a team with Jackie, he could potentially give it to himself and then Jackie the next turn. If he's in a full team of New World Order, he will just randomly potentially give it to any character. You might have seen it pop up in one of the previous clips, and this is where it came from. He is very much a reviving character in terms of like keeping his teammates alive, or on their feet. Obviously, decap is a problem, but decap isn't really anywhere to be seen on defense team just yet. So this is going to be very nice indeed. Then we start the fight, and it is turn 1, and you can see off of turn 1, someone can get Halo. This is obviously great because that means if they get focused on their enemy's first turn, then and they get taken out. For instance, last time around when I took out the tough team, I could instantly revive automatically, which is obviously nice. I'm just going to do some basic attacks. We're going to see if anything else procs. Watch for green text over Raulito's name. Are we going to see anything? Another 50% Halo proc, and this time it will be on himself. No, it actually went to Jackie again. That is kind of interesting, and maybe a little bit disappointing there, but it makes sense. If I was to impair a character for 3 turns, and then impair them again the next turn for 3 turns, it would just overwrite it. It's not necessarily a terrible thing. When you haven't got many NWO characters, it will just potentially, go to the same character. But when you've got 5, it's much less likely to actually do that. You can see also that he has 80% defense, and it is an unlimited turns thing. It's just going to 80% defense. You also should see it on Rick. There we go. So, like I said, that isn't NWO specific, but if there is an NWO member and there is a full NWO team potential, then you can guarantee that defense boost to that particular NWO member. And that defense boost is going to be fantastic for Raulito on a defense team. Absolutely fantastic, because he doesn't have very great defensive stats. This is going to give him that boost. You can just put everything into HP, knowing he's going to get a massive boost from that buff, and then you could potentially give him just a bit of defense on his weapon, so he'll get something there. But yep, very nice indeed, and it could boost another strong character on that defense team. You can guarantee it if you had one. For instance, if you had Marcus on a defense team with Raulito, Marcus gets big benefits from defense. He does more main damage, and that will be a constant buff throughout the fight. I like that quite a lot. If we look at the upgrades, you can see Going Strong Part 1 is at grade 1. At grade 2, we get Spirit Part 1. Going Strong Part 2 at grade 3, and that is the defense buff. So by grade 3, you'll be able to get that full defense buff. Staying Alive Part 1 at grade 4. The Order's Protection grade 1 at grade 5. And you can see Spirit 2, Limit Break 1, Staying Alive Part 2 at Limit Break 2, and that's going to be the 30% chance to heal one teammate by 50% of their max HP for the rest of combat. And lastly, it's going to be Limit Break 3 at the start of each turn. Another 30% chance a New World Order Allegiance member gets 50% Halo for 2 turns. This is obviously really, really good. Now, I think Raulito's passives are really good. I think he's got pretty good power throughout his entire kit so far. I don't think anything really pops out as the main part. I think he's got a good rush. I think he's got a good signature move. And I think he's got good passives. Obviously, if you put him in a team with a lot of NWO members, however, that's where things start popping out. That's when things start getting really good. Now, he also has a good specialist skill. It is Combat Medic. When this character performs a critical attack, all teammates get 25% of this character's attack as bonus HP. Bonus HP is applied before reflect damage. So this is really nice. We see it with some characters already. I think we have Skins and William. Are they the only combat medics? I think they're the only combat medics so far. But it is very nice. I have got William myself, and it is so useful on an attack team. It does make attacking a lot easier for sure. And I like this a lot for Raulito. One of the only downsides for this specialist skill when it comes to Raulito is that while he is a medic, he's not going to get any boosts here. There's not going to be any extra bonus HP because it only is based off of normal HP, not bonus HP. So that is the downside. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Garrett in this sense, where his medic role isn't really playing into much of his kit. It's like on RNG heal over time on his passives and the revive. It's very small amounts, but otherwise I think Combat Medic is one of the better specialist skills in the game, and honestly for me it's kind of would be a staple on an attack team just to make things easier. Now, Raulito does have an attached weapon, and it is actually pretty nice. Raulito's Savage Tomahawks. It has got 35% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, and in the third slot it has a unique special, Heal 1 Strong. At the start of each turn, heal 1 strong teammate for 50% of their max HP. There is a strong teammate coming, guys, and they are very much going to be supported by Raulito here. 80% defense from those passives, 50% heal at the beginning of every turn. It can be guaranteed, again, if you have just one strong teammate on the team. Now, on a defense team, of course, I would not use this base weapon. I just swap into his hands the kind of standard defense team weapon, whether you want to go for one that reduces damage on the 4th slot or fast healing. The rest is pretty straightforward. Absolute defense, defense HP. So this is Gold Mythic Raulito, and he looks extremely interesting. He's that support character that's being set up for the rest of the team to come in NWO. We have a leader in Jackie, and we now have a good support character in Raulito. What is going to come in those last 3 slots potentially on that team, we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, whoever the strong characters are, they're looking pretty now. They're pretty happy. They're pretty happy. Let me know your thoughts on Raulito in the comments down below. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.